Hi, I am the Great Gentle Giant, and I'm going to share with you 5 great tips on how to save your Christmas lily, and also my story of stories of how I saved our Christmas lily and several other Christmas lilies. Okay, so number one, take it out of the wax. I know there's a lot of people who buy these things that are they're in this ball of wax, and you just want to take that off. It does more damage than good, especially if you want to keep it long term. I know some people they treat these things like it's um, in a flower vase, but it's alive. It's not just a cutting. It's alive, and you can get it to blossom again, and it's wonderful to have. Okay, so tip number two, you have to have at least a flower pot that's 7 inches deep and 6 inches in diameter, and you want it more on the top so that the roots, when they go into the flower pot, it doesn't drag it. The roots naturally drag it further down, and so around November, when all the leaves have died, you want to take it out again and replant it and move it back up on the top so it has room to move back down. Okay, so tip number three, place it on a plate and not in a bowl. If you place it in a bowl, it's going to get waterlogged and root rot, and it's going to die on you. So you need to put it on a plate, and also put it in a window with lots of light. It loves light, and as long as you're watering it, then it's going to be okay. Okay, tip number four is you water it once a week. You can water it more as long as it's not waterlogged. Tip number five, repot it in the same pot in November. And uh, you want to plant it further in the top part of it. And then in about March, which is in about 5 months from November, it's going to blossom again. And you're just going to have to keep watering that dirt until it blossoms. But it will blossom if it's not a dud. Sometimes it's a dud, but you have to have faith. Here is my Christmas story. When I was working at one of my older jobs, there was a resident there that she got this Christmas lily, and she loved it. It had 2 leaves. It was in a smaller flower pot, and it and she would ask me, uh, is it ever going to bloom? And at that time, I didn't know. I had no idea if it was going to bloom or not. And eventually she left, and I we never knew if it bloomed or not, or if it got thrown away. And so that next year, I decided I'm going to buy one of these. I found one that was discounted, and it was already budding, and so I bought it, and it bloomed, and it was wonderful. And then I took that and repotted it, and then there was another resident that abandoned Christmas lily in July, and I picked it up. I took the wax ball off of it, and I put it in a flower pot, and I gave it to another resident, and he loved that thing. He had dementia, and so it was difficult for him um, to do things, to relate to people, to um, just have things to do. He was a very restless soul, and so I gave this to him, and in hopes that it would help him. And I was told that he loved plants. He absolutely loved plants, and he would water that thing every single day. And so I put a plastic bag on the rim, and I put it down so that the water wouldn't ruin the wall. And there was I put a little bowl. He had a bowl there that he would take and he would dump back up into the the plant, and he did that, and it had 10 leaves. It was wonderful. It loved being loved by this uh, this resident. So, in about November, he passed away, and so I gave it to another resident, and she absolutely loved it as well. She was bedridden, and so she couldn't take care of the plant, and so I told her that I would, and I'd have it in her window, and eventually the leaves mostly died, and I clipped them off, and I replanted it. I took the roots, the bulb, and put it up further so that it wasn't too deep into the flower pot, and then we waited. It was dormant for a very long time, and then even past Christmas it was dormant. But you have to but I would tell her, and I would remember as well, that this lily is from Africa, and in Africa they call it an Easter lily. And so we need to be patient, because it will blossom in Easter. And it did. It blossomed in Easter. Around March, it blossomed, and it was wonderful. It started budding early March, and then it bloomed in late March. Now, if you found this helpful in your journey to save a small part of your Christmas, and you would like more helpful tips and want to hear more great stories about doing great things, then please like this video and subscribe to my channel.